Welcome back to the Stebbins Garage YouTube channel. 92 Firebird is up on the lift again. No, it's not broken this time. We're going to change the fluid, so I've got to drop the transmission fluid and the rear end fluid, and we're going to go ahead and change that because we've completed our break-in miles and we're getting ready to go to the dyno. For me, it's Wednesday. You're going to probably see all of it at once, but we're going to the dyno on Sunday, just in a few days, so we're going to go ahead and get the rest of it ready to go. I hope you'll stick around. I just completed the rear end service, which just basically meant change out the fluid. 2.5 quarts of that Lucas oil is in there. And now we're gonna move on to the transmission and we're gonna get that sorted. It's basically just same thing, drop the fluid. In this case, we're using Schaefer's. TIC recommends 75W90, 1 quart of this, and then fill it till it comes out with their All Trans Supreme from Schaefer's. So that's what we're gonna do next. That's supposed to really help with shifting and kind of quieting down the gears and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the fluid out and then let's get this changed. Got a marketplace score I wanted to share with you today. So you may or may not know, I've gotten a lot of comments about the dash in this 92. It's cracked, as most of them are. So I have a carpet cover on it. I hate it, you guys hate it. They're expensive. The reproduction ones are $700. Well, today I saw kind of a sketchy marketplace deal. I wasn't sure it was gonna work out, but it did. So I've got a pretty much brand new OEM dash pad for the 92. I scored this thing for $175. Absolutely killer deal. The speaker grills, the studs that hold them in are broken. Really not a big deal. You can buy them for like 40 bucks. I'm probably just gonna clean the ones that came with it up and secure them somehow for now. But we have a new dash pad, so I can get rid of this. And if you're the guy that complains all the time that you don't like that and I'm being cheap, well, there you go. Patience paid off. Here's the dash pad. It's all cleaned up, and when I say cleaned up, I mean I just used some all-purpose cleaner and wiped it down. We're gonna put a little bit of like silk shine or something on it, some kind of stuff that's not oil-based so it doesn't break down. But I wanted to point out one thing. This one only has one little, I guess it's a little fabric rub strip. It's missing over here. So what we're gonna do is I took the fuzzy part of some Velcro that I had and I cut it to size. We're just going to stick that on there. That just keeps the dash pad from rubbing against the windshield, I guess. And then I'm going to take some tape here and we're going to secure those things down. And I think that'll be fine. If that works, great. If not, I'll order the OER ones for 40 bucks, but there's really no tension on them. The only reason that they break is because they get the heat on them and then they get brittle. And I don't really want to put any stress on it, so we'll see what that looks like. All right, so I went ahead and just put some tape on the back of these to hold them in place. That'll be fine. They're a little faded. They're not bad. Gonna do some SEM color coat in satin black. This stuff is amazing, and it'll really clean that blotchiness up. So that's what we're gonna do next. And just like that, the SEM color coat is dry and they look brand new. So let's go ahead and throw those on and get the dash in. Okay, there's our little pads installed. There's our speaker grills repainted to match. Gonna put a little bit of protectant on here, and then we'll put it in the car. Gonna work on adding a couple of sensors or wiring so that we can get our coolant temp sensor and our oil pressure gauges working. Right now the car has that on the Holley Terminator 3.5-inch screen, but I'd like the factory gauges to work. So is add a plug here, which is basically converting our 2-wire Holley harness to our 3-wire basically a 98 Camaro sensor, which is here. So we're going to swap this sensor out. And then I have this, which is an oil pressure or throttle position sensor, whatever, extender. And we're going to actually cut this up, and I'm going to repurpose the pin right there for a gauge. So this will plug in line with our existing wiring, and we'll just use this yellow wire as the gauge. So we're going to go ahead and get this done. Oh, also, I've got this reverse lockout box. So on my car, when I swapped it, it doesn't know that it's a manual, and the reverse lockout solenoid doesn't work. So when you want to put it in reverse, you have to really manhandle it. So this box will actually take a signal from the vehicle speed sensor and unlock the reverse lockout solenoid at anything under, like, say 5 miles an hour, just like the factory would have done. So we've got, as you can see, several wires to hook up. It's really simple. It doesn't, you know, I looked at the diagram and that might look really confusing, but all the wiring's already there. I've already pre-wired for this, so it should be fairly straightforward. We're going to pull the console out and do that. And then finally, I'm going to put some kill mat in. So I've had this kill mat sitting in my garage since Christmas of 23. And yes, it would have made sense to do that before I put the interior in, but I did not. So we're going to pull the rear out because that's where most of the noise in this car comes from, the exhaust and, you know, all the stuff back there. So we're going to go ahead and put in as much of this as we can. I think this is 36 square feet or something. So we'll see how much we can get in of that. It should be a pretty good reduction in volume. So that's what we're going to do. All right, let's see if I can not make a huge mess. What are the odds? We've done all our preparations. It's time for dyno day. We're getting ready to head to Warlock Tuning down in Richmond, Kentucky, which is about a 2-hour drive from here. My friend Mike, you've seen his car on the channel with the blue 86. We're gonna go meet him. He's gonna get his car dynoed after mine. So you're hopefully gonna get 2 dynos in one video. We'll see how it goes. Keep my fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed. We're on the way. We made it to Richmond. Mike's over there getting gas. My son-in-law is with me. He's inside getting some snacks. I got some expensive snacks and they're delicious. Got myself a Celsius. We're about 20 minutes away from the shop, so we're killing a little bit of time because we're thankfully a little bit early, so we'll be there shortly.
Tom Weiss, he's kind of one of the main tuners at Holly. When I did that Holly Gauntlet class, he said the worst thing about these is they learn themselves. And he said you can overwrite to the point where if your sensor's bad, you start on a cold day, you run a different gas, you can keep overwriting yourself. He said, so remember, it can learn itself to a point, but nothing replaces a really good foundation.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But these systems are great. I mean, I love them.
For the hobbyist like me, I mean, I was able to get it, 2 hours down here and drive it around for 4 months.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever, so
yeah,
that's perfect.
it's
just not optimized.
Yeah, but they've come so far in the past 5-6 years with these systems. Yeah. All right, so here we go.
All right, so we're getting ready to make some base runs. They're not going to be real power runs, just kind of making sure everything's good and step it up in increments, and then we'll do some power pulls after that. probably going to get some comments that, wow, that was really low, or I really expected a whole lot more, or some variation of that. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect. What I did know is that this was a Mustang Dyno and it was super hot. I think the intake temps were in the 115 degree range. So I knew it wasn't going to make the world-breaking power. I wasn't really worried about that. I wanted it to be tuned so that I could drive it and use the AC, and I wanted it to be a safe, streetable tune. That's exactly what I got, and I'm super happy with it. Up next is Mike's, and I can't wait to see this one. Mike's car had an issue where it was cutting out at 100 miles an hour. Billy quickly located an issue with the speed sensor and was able to work around that so we could get a final pull. Okay, we made it back to the shop. This is actually about a month after the dyno. Got busy with stuff. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed it. Mike and I are super happy with the way things turned out. The car drives like a completely different car. I can finally run the AC. It's got plenty of power. It doesn't run rich. And I am super happy. So if you need tuning, make sure you go see Billy Mead at Warlock Tuning. He's down in Richmond, Kentucky, which is south of Lexington. Definitely going to be working with him in the future. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one.